yesterday, boys, so I thought I'd try to do something a bit different this time and do one more like explaining what I've learned while I've been over here and my very short travel so far. So I've done about 5-6 weeks out here now, so maybe something like that. And I think the first thing that I've learned is the trip's going to change based on where you stay. So this is kind of like hotels versus hostels sort of thing. We'll start with hotels because that's what I did first. The good thing is, you get privacy. It's your own space, you can chill, you can do what you want, you know what I mean? It's better for if you've got like two people mooching about, and obviously you can split the cost of an hotel, which is much better. Then it works out at like, say, the same price as like an hostel, and then you get like the benefit of your own space at a similar price as an hostel, but that's only if you're a duo, and on top of that, you can obviously have a little bit of a shag and that, which you can't really do in hostels, which is needed, you know what I mean? The cons though is it's A, pretty expensive if you're doing it solo, and B, very antisocial. So like the person that you're with, or if you're, especially if you're on your own, it's just going to be much harder to meet people if you're just staying in a hotel on your own. However, let's talk about hostels. We'll start with the cons. It is a little bit energy draining, like, because you're around people all the time. There's no shagging allowed in the dorms, and you can risk it and try and get caught if you want, but if you get kicked out your old hostel, you're not going to be in a good spot there. You don't really have much privacy, you know what I mean, because you're in dorms and that, so you're always around other people, which can be a bit long sometimes if you are like me and you kind of have a bit of a low social battery. And finally, this can be a good or a bad thing depending on how you want it, but it does turn into a bit of a booze fest. Like, you just end up drinking all the time, which if that's what you want from the holiday, then buzzing. If not, then you might need to like keep an eye on that. As for the pros of staying in hostels, I'd say you meet loads of people, which is like the peak experience of travelling, because it is what makes an experience is the people you're with, not necessarily where you're at. So, especially if you're solo travelling and you're a bit unsure about it, 100,000,000% get yourself down into some hostels and just try it. It's cheap. Most of them are fairly clean, and something that I was kind of a bit worrying about, because like, I don't know, my understanding of what hostels are back in Britain are like fucking homeless people and that. So it's not like that. They're clean, they're safe, they're chill, everybody's sound. Get yourself in there. Number 2, there is something for everyone. There's parties, there's training, there's food, nature, rooftop bars if you don't want to go like the club scene and you want a bit more of a chilled vibe. And obviously you can see all that on the channel, as you do. Whatever you want to do, there's going to be something for you. So don't worry about like, oh, I might not find something. You will find something that you enjoy just by being out here and just doing shit. And on that point of doing new shit, I would say try new food. The food out here is cheap and it's good, and you're not going to get chances like this where you can just eat all the different types of food. There's literally food from all around the world. And when you're back in England, you're not going to get this same opportunity, or back in America or wherever you are. So you might as well just take the opportunity while it's in front of you. So for number 4, I want to just talk about like there's no rush in life, and this is something that I've struggled with a lot. I want to see instant results, or I want to know what my next 10 steps are going to be. But you don't need to know what your next 10 steps are going to be. You need to know what your next step's going to be, and just live one day at a time, because there's no point worrying about what's going to be coming next week or what's coming down a month from now. you've not even dealt with today yet. So why are you stressing about what's in the future? The future doesn't even exist if you really think about it. Like, the only thing that really exists is what's happening in that moment right there. So just do things at your own pace, because you've got nobody to compete against it other than yourself, and that is like super cringe advice that I hear all the time, and I've never really understood it until I've kind of come out here and I'm just living in any one given moment rather than just stressing about things all the time. And one little thought that I've kind of had while I've been out here is, it's only going to be you when you die. Like, when you die, the rest of the world keeps on moving. So don't limit yourself in the opportunities that may come in front of you. You know what I mean? There's always going to be a new job. The party's always going to be there. So don't stress it. You're not going to miss out. Just do what you think's right in that moment. And then for point number 5, we'll give some like useful websites that I've kind of got hold of while I've been over here. So number 1, we'll go booking.com. Your bog standard, everybody knows booking.com, but it is really good. Another one that a lot of people will know about as well, which I think is, but not everybody does, is Google Flights. If you just go on Google Flights, you'll be able to see all the cheap flights and that are available, where there's just like seats left on a plane and stuff. Agoda's really good for cheap flights and hotels / hostels, like accommodation. Really good one. Loads of cheap stuff. Same with Hostel World. That is like just hostels, but it has like a group chat function that you can kind of get in if you want to meet people. Oh, you kind of find your way about, meet people for bars and stuff like that. I think that eDreams is also a really good flight app. And finally, for taxis and that, I suggest Grab mostly, or Bolt if you're stuck. That's it. Let me know if you liked it and that. Drop a comment if you did. Alright, safe boys.